So words are powerful manifestors. If you've ever heard about anybody state that when people spell, they actually spell, meaning when you spell a word, you spell that thought or idea into existence. So that is why whatever we tell ourselves, whatever we tell to others, is extremely important. The more we tell ourselves certain phrases, the more we tell ourselves certain ideas about who we are, that is going to become our program. That is going to run our reality, and that is going to become our reality. So the journey to wellness is not only a journey of dietary perfection, it's a journey of self-love. So whatever we embrace on the healing journey is going to reflect itself back in our state of being, and it's going to dictate the way we show up in our reality. So this journey to self-love, this journey of self-acceptance, is a journey of healing. We only think of healing as something that is trying to correct an imbalance, something that's trying to reverse something that's not supposed to be there. But what if the symptomology, or what if this disease is actually a sign that we're dysregulated and that we need to change and transform to become the best versions of ourselves? And that is exactly what I found on my healing journey. So healing journeys are not easy because you have to confront a lot about your own state of self-awareness. You have to confront a lot of those self-propagating programs from childhood, a lot of these ideas about yourself, about the world, that are no longer serving you. So what the healing journey affords us is to take a look at that dissociated darkness within us, that dissociated, those emotions that we suppressed for so long, that past, that complex childhood trauma, all of those things that we needed to suppress so we could just churn along in our reality, that we could produce at our jobs, that we could come and exist in a world that's constantly asking us to do more, to produce more, to show up for others more, to give of our energy. So what happens during healing is that it forces us to go inside, to actually look internally, to focus internally, where we shut out the external world and we focus on ourselves. So healing is a beautiful journey because it provides us with that opportunity to get to know ourselves, to look inside, to evaluate what our values are, what our needs are, what our unexpressed desires are, what our unexpressed emotional regulation is. How do we relate to the world? Who are we, especially at this point in our lives? So actually, that process of healing, although it is a process of bringing back and regulating and actually healing from symptoms that are physical, emotional, mental, it's actually a journey of self-understanding. It's a journey of self-knowledge and then self-love. Because once we know ourselves, once we value who we are and what we can bring to the world and to ourselves and to our family lineage, then we can have this confidence, this self-awareness, this purpose. And that purpose gives us more self-love, more energy to show up in the world authentically. So if you look at our disease as simply a teacher, if our disease is a teacher and our bodies are dysregulated, there is a lesson in this whole process of healing. And the lesson is basically to look inside, to self-reflect. The lesson of disease is to be true to ourselves. So whatever is not really good for us, our body keeps score of that. If our diet is not good for us, we usually don't feel that well after we have a certain food. So that is it. The body's always giving us these signals. And if we listen, we can understand that we have this relationship with the body. And the less dense we are, we can kind of really align to that communication channel. But the more dense we become because of responsibilities, because of dense foods that clog our bodies energetically and chemically, ideas from the outside world that are highly low vibrational. All of these things can make us so dense that we become mostly dissociated from what our bodies are telling us, from what our bodies need, and from who we are. So healing provides us that space to go back and re-examine everything that we have internalized from the external world, be it, foods, emotions, propaganda, programming, news, all kinds of different energetic inputs. And food is also an energetic input, which is first chemical. So all of this becomes energy once our bodies process it. Once we process all of these things that we couldn't, or we just kind of swept under the rug and we didn't give our attention to, once we start bringing it to our conscious attention, then healing starts, because healing is all about listening to the body and providing it with what it needs. So if our bodies are telling us, you have to look at back in the past at, this thing that happened when you were 14, and this is what I think could be the root of why you're behaving this way, that's causing you to become stressed all the time. So it's basically the body is telling us where we can point our investigation energies on, and healing gives us the space and time to actually go back and be very, very clear with why we have strayed from our aligned self, our authentic way of existing in the world, and where we have gone too far off the regulated path of who we are. How can we go back to what makes us feel the best, what makes us feel joyful, and what gives us energy instead of taking energy from us? Because health is actually the net energy we have in our bodies. So what healing does is brings a lot of energy inside our bodies, be it from diet, be it from what we're reading and consuming emotionally and mentally, be it from our own emotions and mental states. And when we don't have energy in our bodies, we're basically in the state of survival. We can never thrive with low energy reserves in our bodies. And then our nervous system gets activated because we're in the survival mode, so we're using even more of our energy reserves that we don't necessarily have. So it's a catch-22. So healing stops us in our tracks and shows us exactly where we're hemorrhaging energy. And then it gives us that time, that internal need to self-reflect, to become more self-centered, to understand where we can get more energy, how we can get more energy, and then implement on that plan. So now that I talked about the very important process of healing, let's talk about what words not to tell yourself or tell others about yourself when you're healing. And this is really important because, as we stated, words are powerful. And when we tell ourselves certain words and phrases over time, these words and phrases become programs. Words and phrases run our subconscious mind, meaning they tell our bodies what to do, how to operate, how to exist in the world. That's why it's paramount to never say certain things to yourself when you're on the healing journey. And the phrase that's the most damaging to our healing journeys and our progress, in my opinion, is I am sick. When you tell yourself that you're sick all over and over, even if that's your state, and we all know when we're in a certain state, we're basically surrounded by different facts that tell us we are in that state. We're in a certain situation, the 3D world shows us that we are, and so we tend to be immersed in that body, mind, soul, and we become more of an expression of that situation. So we actually perpetuate certain situations because we become consumed by them. And that happens also when we're on the healing journey. If we tell ourselves constantly that we're sick, and we tell our other people, I am sick, I can't do this, I am unable to, I am suffering from this and this and this, sick, suffering, unable, all of these words then start to actually implement our reality and start to consume it. So let's dissect these words so we can see the immense energetic, immense programmatic impact they have on our state of being. When you say I, obviously your mind, your body, your essence will absorb and understand that phrase as who you are. It's going to take whatever those words are, and it's going to program all your cells to think that is who you are. Your mentality and your mind is stuck around the fact that you are sick and you're actually living that reality. You will not see a lot of progress in getting better. So even if you're doing everything you can to get better, you're eating the best diet that's recommended for you, you're taking all your supplements, you're walking, you're sleeping, you're hydrating, you're doing everything naturopaths and natural healers have told you to do. If you're telling yourself constantly that you're sick, your body will believe you constantly are. So your body is going to undergo this flux of realities. It's going to get all this good energy and chemistry from its environment, but from its internal environment, it's going to keep telling cells that they're sick. So no matter the energy you're bringing in, if the body believes it's going to be sick and it's sick, it's going to stay that way. Even though you may see some results from the chemistry and the energy you're putting in, ultimately the mind is at the driver's seat. So the mind tells the physical body what it is, how it operates, what it should do. So if you're telling through your mind, your body, a specific fact, those words will override anything good that you're doing from your external environment. So that's the importance of not only saying, I am sick, but believing and thinking I am sick. So let's say you're just thinking that and you're saying to yourself, I am sick. I am sick. There's nothing much I can do. I am sick. That's my reality. Actually, the mind, even if you're telling yourself that in your mind, your body hears it. It's emotions, it's vibrations. It's any state of mind is vibrational. So your cells will feel that. And then, because you believe that, you're going to start behaving in a way that reinforces that belief. And the more you're telling yourself that fact and telling others, the more your reality is going to become solidified around the fact that you're sick. So what to do instead is to tell yourself that I am well. I am healed. I am thriving. I am in the perfect state of health possible. If you create that state within you, you will see that state become physical, because anything that manifests into physical first is vibrational. The more we practice that vibration mentally, the more we put it out there, the more of a probability it is that that vibration is going to solidify into reality. So we're actually we're reinforcing the probability levels of a physical existence. Remember, reality is always vibrational first before it solidifies into 3D. That means that you can use this law to your advantage. So even if you feel that you're not well, that you're not healthy, know that you're getting there. First, you have to believe it. You have to think it. You have to vibrationally embrace the healthy state before you see it in your reality. So feed your mind with beautiful thoughts of health and wellness and thriving and living your best life, and that is going to manifest into your reality. Using your mind and your emotions during the healing journey will help you exponentially in getting to where you want to be in terms of health. It is not only diet, it is definitely the vibration that we reinforce and that we attract because of what we put out. So if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you can learn more about the art of healing. And if you'd like to work with me and start your detoxification journey, all my information is down below. Thank you for spending this time with me, and take care.